Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of a Holy Rust Revival. I'm Rob Smith. Well, in my last video I asked you a question. Which Jeep, the 1973 Jeep CJ5 or the 1946 Jeep CJ2A should I take on my next off-road adventure? And that off-road adventure could possibly be in about 3 weeks heading out west from Mississippi. So I asked you, the viewers. I also joined a few forums that are in the area in which I'm thinking about going, and where I'm thinking about going is the San Juan Mountains in Colorado, around Telluride, Ouray, those areas. And I joined a very nice forum there with some very nice individuals that are very helpful, and just couldn't have asked for any better opinions on what I should do. I'm going to be very honest with you. The outcome was not really what I wanted, but I would not have asked you if I didn't really value your opinion. I really wanted to take the 1946 CJ2A. I've been working on it a long time. It's got very good gearing in it, but I listened to some reason. Now the 2A did get a lot of votes. Probably it might have been a 60-40 type mix-up, but more people opted for me to take, or wanted me rather, to take the 73 CJ5. And I understand that the technology, even though my 2A is pretty high tech with all that modern motor in it, but this is a tried and true situation. It might even be a little bit more comfortable if I'm on an all-day run on some of those rough, rocky roads. Face it, the 2A is like a wheelbarrow. It is one step above a wheelbarrow. Even though I've done a lot of improvements to it, I still have the stock suspension and the stock axles under it, and it just rides rough. It rides rough as a corn cob. The CJ5, I wouldn't say it's that much more comfortable, but it is to a degree more comfortable. You just have better leg room. The seats support your back a whole lot better. Just the functionality of the controls are just better. The ergonomics of it's better, even though it is very primitive compared to modern day Jeeps now. So since that time, I made the decision about a week and a half ago, from your votes basically, to go ahead and start ordering parts for the CJ5. I've got a few things boxed up that I felt like was priority before we go on this trip. And I tell you what, Kip and I are going to unpack these boxes and show you the goodies that we've got that we're going to install on the CJ5. I don't know if we'll do all of this in this video. This really might be more of just a reveal of what we're going to do, the Jeep that we're going to take, which is the 73 CJ5, and some of the parts and focus that we're going to focus on for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So, Kip, he's already been taking some of the packaging out of my boxes over there, and I think he's going to really enjoy opening these boxes up. That dog still hadn't left my side since I told you or introduced you to him in that last video. He stays right there by me every step I go. All right, magic of video, let's unbox. Okay, y'all. Here's the stuff unboxed. You may notice it's a little darker outside. I actually had to fasten the backs on these Smitty built seats, so that took me just a little while, and I might look a little sweatier than I did before, but man, do I have good help. So let me kind of run through some of the things that I've just so far felt like was a necessity. And y'all were talking about needing to be comfortable on the trail. And I think you were probably referring to taking the CJ5 versus the CJ2A, but I took you to heart. The seats I have in that thing are all cracked up, they're dry rotted, some of the springs are rusted. I've got towels actually sitting on some of the cracks to keep them from going in my hind end. So I took your word and I bought some Smitty built seats. You sit over there. And what I like about these seats is the fact that it really does seem to be good support for my neck. It fits really well back there. Oh my goodness, why do I deserve such good help? You go back to your seat. If we go riding, we're not going to be like this the whole time. You understand? I'm sorry. Y'all, I actually tripped over him over there because he stays right under my feet at all times. And I was carrying this seat over here and stepped on his paws. And boy, he yelped and ran under that Mustang right there. And took him a minute to come out when his little paws got to feeling better. But one thing about blue heelers is they like for you to be rough with them. I mean, the rougher you are with them, the more they like it. They just come back and get more. They're just rough, tough old dogs. All right, quit. I'm trying to do something here. Okay. Here's something else that was recommended. That Jeep has drum brakes all the way around, and I was told that in some of those mountains of the San Juan mountain range, there's shelf roads, there's a lot of switchbacks. You've got to have good brakes in those mountains. And even though those drum brakes are great, I just think we can upgrade a little bit and make it even better. So, I ordered these brackets, as you can see here, from Brennan's Garage. Matter of fact, he is on that site that I was referring to in the San Juan Mountains, and I had ordered these, and he had commented on that site. I said, I wonder if that's the same Brennan, and sure enough, it was. So he, I think, is from out in Colorado, the direction that I'm going. This is the track kick conversion. If you'll look up Brennan's Garage, you can see all the details, but I'll use Geo-Tracker calipers and pads to go on this to put disc brakes on the front of that CJ5. And tie rod and drag link. Somebody has welded up that tie rod and drag link under there. I cannot adjust it, and quite honestly, it's dangerous when you go to welding on those things. It's just not safe. So I ordered some very thick and very sturdy tie rod and drag link with some heavy duty tie rod ends out there on the corners. So that's good. I'll feel much better riding the trails knowing that I've got good tie rods. Also, while we're doing that, we might as well go ahead and put a new stabilizing shock under there. I haven't had any issues with, say, death wobble or anything like that, but you know, we're under there, we're doing this, we're taking it all apart. Let's just go ahead and put a new one under there. Over here, this is the shift boot. Now that might not seem very necessary to you, but that's actually one of the reasons this Jeep went down originally. It didn't have a top on it, and this boot rotted away, and the shifter handle, water would go down the shifter handle and go down into the transmission, and that's why I had to pull the transmission out of that Jeep, because water was sitting in it and rusted the gears. So I'm putting this on there to help mitigate that issue in the future. I don't plan on leaving my Jeep out in the weather. I'll keep it covered under a shed, but who knows, when I'm out in the, I don't know, the Colorado terrain, a storm can come up at any point, and I'm really not planning on ever putting a top on it. Well, maybe a soft top someday, but for now, that'll keep water out of the transmission. Shocks. My shocks were in terrible shape under there, and these are basically stock shocks that come with a stock CJ5, but they're really intended for a 0 to 2 inch lift. So it gives me a little bit of wiggle room if I ever want to upgrade just a little bit. But honestly, I'm planning on keeping the thing as much stock as possible. So old Kip here can get in pretty easy and not have to struggle too bad, because we can't have Kip struggle. Okay, so that's enough to keep a fella busy for a night or two. I think the hardest part is going to be these seats, because they're actually designed for a 76 to 83 model CJ, and we have a 73, so I'm going to have to modify the seat brackets a little bit. But I think somebody has already done that for the seats that are already in it. So hopefully, maybe, cross our fingers, it'll just be an easy bolt-in situation. Okay, y'all, I've got about 3 weeks to not only get my Jeep ready, to get my trailer ready. I've got to put new tires on it because I'm not going to travel halfway across the country on tires that are over, I don't know, 5 or 6 years old, and they're pretty bad looking. So I need to do that. Also, I've got to put glow plugs in the engine on my Duramax GMC. The check engine light is coming on, and it's because glow plugs are throwing faults. So might as well go ahead and just replace all of those while I'm in there. So I've got a lot to do in 3 weeks, but it's going to be a fun ride. So hold on, I might bring you in on some of these shots of some of these things I do, probably specifically these seats right here. So. Okay, y'all, I'm starting the first of the upgrades or the maybe preventative maintenance repairs on the old Jeep CJ5 before we go on a little off-road trip. And I'm laying here on the floor trying to look at tie rods and drag links, and I just have too much help. Oh, that's just too much. Okay, let me turn the camera around so I can show you why I'm concerned about this that needs to be changed before our trip. Okay, so I've basically just taken the tires off, okay? And outside of that, I have put penetrating oil on all of the joints. But here's the concern, y'all. Somebody has welded the adjustment sleeve on that drag link, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Apparently there was an issue here at some point, so that's going to come off, as well as the tie rod that connects both the front knuckles, so to speak. So let me get busy here and try to take some of these old nuts off that have probably been on there for 50 years. Doesn't look like they've been moved very much. And get old Kip to help me. And we'll just go from there. I'll show you what we're gonna do. Okay, y'all, it's about, I don't know, 3 hours later. And old Kip here, we just got busy. We just put it to the wall. You know what I mean? We just put it to the wall and got after it, and basically have rebuilt the whole front end in this CJ5. Here are the old parts, and I think I showed you earlier how that adjustment was welded up. And my goodness, these ends are completely worn out. That's one of them that is terrible. I think it's, well, I can't really move it with it on the floor like this, but I don't think the steering stabilizer was doing anything either. I think it was on there just for decoration, and it didn't look real pretty. So yeah, we've got to get better performance out of this steering system. Not only that, but take a gander at excuse me, at how much beefier those rods are versus those. I mean, that's the size tie rod and drag links that you would use on a, say, a 3/4 ton truck. I mean, they are beefy. I don't know, I'm guessing maybe, I don't know, inch and a quarter in diameter of pipe, and that's probably 1/2 inch or less. So yeah, these tie rod ends are a lot beefier as well. We went ahead and put new shocks on both sides. And let's get up under here and look a little bit. And probably I'm gonna get another dog lick in my ear. I've gotten at least 100 dog licks. So there's the new steering stabilizer. Everything is tightened down really well and greased with new shocks. Kip and I also pulled the diff cover and dropped the oil and replaced the oil in the front axle. Honestly, it wasn't bad, but I will tell you for a fact that's the first time it's been taken off from the factory. Those bolts have never been turned on that diff cover, and it had the original gasket still in there. The more I work on this Jeep, the more I'm amazed at what pristine condition it is in. To be a 50-year-old Jeep as it is. Oh my goodness. Okay, y'all, let's wrap up this little video. I'm coming home from scout camp. I've been sleeping in a tent for 6 nights now, and this old guy is tired. It really feels like a nice shop night, but I am completely give out. I haven't slept in my bed and I can't remember when, so I'm fixing to wrap this thing up, put these parts where they need to go, put the Jeep up, and come back a couple of nights this next week and do some of this. All right, y'all. God bless. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for entertaining me and all the comments that you've made that has led me to take this Jeep and help me make up my mind as to which one. And I certainly want to appreciate all the help that I'm about to have here, opening all these packages. And oh my goodness, y'all, what do you think about taking Kip on my journey? A fella and his dog and a Jeep. I don't know. I've only had Kip for about 2 weeks now, and he's not well trained, so I don't know. But I think maybe riding in a Jeep in the wilderness will be all right. Quit that. Don't open that up. We're not ready to open that up yet. All right, y'all. God bless. Take care. I'll see you soon. You old nasty dog. You old nasty dog. Yeah.